Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fourth episode of Markup Unscripted. Here you will get a peek into frank banter from the world of marketing. So, before we begin this episode, I would like to say that check out our previous episode with Ms.Vinita Bhatia. She has some great stories to tell, which we think that you'll love. So, for this week's panel, we have the five S's of markup: Sahil, Sohail, Suraj, Sheetal, and Sanya. This week we'll be talking about marketing at the right moment. So let me start with you, Sheetal. What does moment marketing mean to you?
For me, marketing would be to capture on the right trend or to the right moment that the brands are currently doing, and it is a very refreshing and different take from the regular method of advertising. If you see, so for currently also, as we can see that around 85% of the content shared on social media comprises of memes, and these are trendy things that people are actually enjoying, apart from the regular methods and the regular advertising, which had information which were information heavy and of that sort. So yeah, I think this is going to stay here because it's very trendy.
चलो ये तो बहुत सारी इंफॉर्मेशन दे दी अब आपने. अब मैं पूछूंगा that what is your favorite moment marketing. कोई एक एग्जांपल होगा which clicked with you.
मेरा फेवरेट हमेशा का रहेगा would be the Volvo cars, the one that Volvo cars did in the Super Bowl 2015. So like हर moment marketing का एक end goal होता है, and this had this exactly hit the bullseye that it provided a huge conversion in terms of sales when they came up with this contest that whenever you see an ad of any car, you could tweet the name of your any loved one with hashtag of Volvo, and Volvo would give them a car. So essentially, when in Super Bowl, brands were competing to get that ad space, spending millions of money. Volvo spent nothing, and they just stole away that moment from every other car brand. And it led to a 70% increase in their sales. I think this could be hands down the best example of moment marketing.
आई एग्री वो वॉल्वो वाला तो मैंने भी देखा था, काफी इंटरेस्टिंग.
या
So
एग्जैक्टली वो बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग था. एक वो याद है, इफ ऑल ऑफ यू रिमेम्बर, वो राहुल बोस वाला, वो बनानास वाला मोमेंट मार्केटिंग.
वो जिसमें 400 रुपीज का उसने बनाना ले लिया था और फिर सब
एग्जैक्टली.
एवरीवन गॉट ऑन देयर बैक्स.
So it's a very fresh example in my head. So when this had happened, so this very situation, it had happened at JW Chandigarh, wherein he was charged like around 440 rupees for two pieces of bananas. So now on that particular situation, many hotels capitalized on it. I remember the Sheraton in Bangalore talking about, you come and stay with us for the weekend, you have a free fruit bowl complimentary. Like even for that matter, even Hyatt Chandigarh was like, if you come and stay with us, the fruits are on us. They were trying to capture the moment, and it is a very sly take on it, but it was fun. That the whole idea about moment marketing is just you capture on the situation, and if there is a lot of to and fro and you miss out on the moment, and if you do it somewhere like, okay, it is today, and given the dynamic situation of social media right now, if you do not capture it on that very day or actually in that very hour, it just like it looks like a desperate attempt to just be fresh at that particular time.
एग्जैक्टली.
Agreed, that's true. Like I connect to moment marketing, and especially the meme marketing that is taking over. I connect this to the way brands used to endorse themselves through jingles. Like it has a very high recall value. So just when we said this banana wala cheese, everybody just instantly recalled it. So it's I can
Yeah.
connect it a lot to the jingles ka concept that you had in the early 90s and all. It stays with you. Brands
Meme
use it.
marketing and moment marketing allow brands to join conversation uh, with their, not just their target audience but with the crowd in general. So it allows the brands to embrace the current moment and discuss and create content around what is going on around them. And this not just gives them the organic reach, but like it makes the consumers share their content, and that is very important for the brands to stay relevant. So, like, whenever I think about meme marketing, so brands
Exactly.
like Netflix, Amul, Dunzo, Zomato,
Yeah.
they pop up in my mind very easily. And Dunzo is one app which I haven't ever used, but I still follow their Instagram page just to stay updated.
You know what? That gives me a great thought. Dunzo is probably not in many cities जहाँ जितना they've reached through their Instagram page. So that is the real power of movement
Yeah,
marketing.
exactly.
या सीरियसली मतलब मुझे भी नहीं लगा था व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड फॉलोइंग डंजो, मुझे नहीं लगा था कि मतलब इतना हाइप क्यों है। बट उनका ट्रेंड देख के एक अलग ही लेवल पे उनका ट्रेंड सेट रहता है। और नॉन मतलब ऐसा लगता है कि अगर कोई नॉन कॉन्टेक्सचुअल सेल्सी टाइप का भी ऐड होता है ना, तो वो लोग उसको बहुत कैची वे में प्रेजेंट करते हैं, मेरे को ऐसा फील होता है। तो इसलिए उनका थोड़ा सा ल्यूक्रेटिव रन लग जाता है।
But
Guys, do you remember when the Indian government banned all these Chinese apps, and how
हम्म।
very smartly MobiKwik capitalized that moment by
या
showing that
Yeah,
advertisement.
right.
राइट राइट मीन्स वो दे एडवर्टाइज ऑन ऑल द न्यूज़पेपर चैनल्स टू की मतलब इंडिया इज नंबर वन करके समथिंग ऑफ दैट सॉर्ट। और
I also remember this demonetization ka time when you remember Paytm,
पेटीएम
completely capitalized on that moment ki saying ab ATM nahi Paytm karo. That was also a very quick move by Paytm.
अभी कल की बात है, like, okay, so everybody, I'm guessing, knows Elon Musk is now the richest person.
या
Now there was this
Yeah,
group of Silicon Valley Tesla owners that just tweeted Elon Musk is the richest person. He capitalized on the moment, and that went viral. He just tweeted, "Okay, that's great. Now let's get back
दैट्स
to
इट।
work."
या या
Yeah, I just
yeah.
saw that
आई
like a few hours ago.
was also surprised कि means यार you are the richest man and you are texting like this, तो मतलब but seriously let's get back to work, that was amazing।
That's the thing. No, he is actually capitalizing on the trend. He is trying to stay fresh, trying to stay connected at any given point, be it with the Cybertruck that he launched, or even launching a company called the Boring Company. And what did he launch? A flamethrower. So that's been Elon Musk. And now, as we see about this, like you mentioned about Dunzo also, or any moment marketing, right now it's content that's king. Anyone who can like capitalize on the momentum or with content, but also at the same time keep, even if you're quirky, keep your brand in place. I always, whenever you think about this, I think of Taj as a brand. So I'm guessing everybody remembers the 10-year challenge that had happened, that went viral at that
Yeah.
Yes,
particular.
yes, yes.
या
Yes.
या
So at that particular point of time, like everyone was doing the 10-year challenge. This is where we were 10 years ago. This, so Taj did this social media post wherein they posted the same dome of the Taj on side by side, and like, this is the 100-year challenge. We've been there for 100 years, and nothing has changed over the past 100 years. So it's about how relevant you capitalize that trend onto into your own ecosystem, and also your brand ethics at that particular point, not just like just for the sake of it do stuff, and just
या
like just to be relevant.
फेविकॉल ने भी उस समय में अच्छा कैपिटलाइज किया था 10 इयर्स चैलेंज के सामने। उसने इटर्निटी चैलेंज करके अपना एक पोस्ट डाला था। तो
Yeah, guys, but ye socho, like, so we're thinking about this from the perspective of brands and it's all, good and blossom. But let's think about it from the perspective of agencies. I mean, so I was reading this article, Abhi, and yeah, it brought out some really shocking results. So they say that for an agency to work on a moment marketing campaign, it usually takes the workforce's more than 15% of a worker's day, and that is a lot of time. And in today's day and age, brands do not consider movement marketing as something that agencies should be paid for. So I read that they get paid zero for this. And if you go out and hire an independent consultant, they usually charge like 10 to 20,000 rupees per post. So I mean, at the time, if you see, it's really good for capturing the audience, but it is really putting pressure on the agencies because it's so fast and you really have to, climb on the bandwagon. Otherwise, you just miss out. and you get that fear of FOMO, fear of missing out.
So if you go to look at it at any particular point, like now think of a company also, or think of an agency. Companies, anytime they're paying you, they look at quantifying things. This is just quantifiable in a very organic manner. Like ye karna hai. Matlab you have to keep us, your KRA is you keep us relevant. You keep us fresh, and you keep the brand in connect with your potential customers. ये तो मतलब करना ही है, इस पे कोई ऑप्शन नहीं है.
And not just, I think what you mentioned earlier about, how brands try to match their ecosystem and the current trends, right? So when I was going through Zomato's Instagram page, I saw how Zomato very smartly, at the end of 2020, they put one post, wherein how much veg biryanis were ordered by Indian consumers, right? And they used Mirzapur ka dialogue, "Ye bhi theek hai." Then they went ahead and showed how much people saved using Zomato Pro. Okay, and they had that figure, and they put that dialogue from Scam 92, 1992. So they try to connect different aspects of their offerings to the current trends. And when that Baba Ka Dhaba thing launched all over the internet, they were the first ones to rush to that store and offer, like, register them for the delivery services. So it is also very
Hmm.
important that you connect different offerings of your brand to different trends.
And one more thing, Sahil, that as you said that some brands are missing out on those. Definitely, some of the brands will be missing out because every brand doesn't have that agility and accuracy and that creativity. And obviously, they won't want to run the risk of diluting their brand image, right? So that's why all the brands don't jump in this means moment marketing thing. But those brands, those who are capturing, they are capturing cool.
And I still feel, that this moment marketing is in very early stages of its, growth. And that is why, and it's a form of a continuous conversation that the brands have to keep with their consumers. So you always have to, keep your ears to the ground as to what is happening with your target consumer. And that is why I think for now it is a bit stressful for the agencies and third parties to continuously create content, but I think this is going to stay, and with time people will, or these agencies will find out methods. I think there are a lot of analytical tools also developing around it where you can just keep an
Hmm.
eye on it as to what trend is going to come or it will happen or is happening. So I think with time people will, and the brands will get more accustomed to this kind of advertising.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree with
definitely.
you, Sheetal, because so I was reading about this that I mean, abhi to for me, skipping ads is like muscle memory. But whenever funny creative from either Zomato or Dunzo, and especially Manforce comes in, so matlab, I don't look at it as an ad. It's just like another post that is going to make me laugh, and that thing is really good. I mean, for some brand to skip that part of my muscle memory, or wo skip nahi dabana and just scroll, look at that, spend some time on that post. I think that's really speaking boundaries.
साहिल, यू नो
Yeah, yeah,
व्हाट, मतलब
exactly.
इसी चीज पे ना आई वाज गोइंग थ्रू वन डाटा, ठीक है? तो ये मसल मेमोरी वाली पार्ट ना अभी पता है, अराउंड हाफ ऑफ यूट्यूब सब्सक्राइबर्स जो होते हैं ना बिटवीन द एज ऑफ 18 to 34, तो वन सर्वे सजेस्टेड दैट दे वुड ड्रॉप व्हाटएवर दे आर डूइंग टू वॉच अ न्यू वीडियो फ्रॉम देयर फेवरेट चैनल, ठीक है? तो ट्रेंडी थिंग्स जो है ना उसको सारे लोग, मतलब 80 मोर देन 50% लोग जो होते हैं ना, वो सबसे ज्यादा उसको सबसे पहले देखना पसंद करते हैं। तो ये मसल मेमोरी वाली पार्ट बिल्कुल सही है, मेरे को लगा।
एंड कॉन्वर्सेशंस भी बहुत ऑर्गेनिकली डेवलप हो जाती हैं उसके अराउंड, सुनो, पीपल वुड स्टार्ट टॉकिंग कि अरे जोमेटो का वो ऐड देखा क्या, रसोड़े वाला, और डंजो का ऐड देखा क्या. सो you generate a feeling of FOMO in the consumers also, that this humorous ad or this trend, have you seen it or not? So even if you have not seen it or you were not thinking of seeing it, you will go and see it कि अरे ऐसा क्या है, what is so funny about it, or how has the brand taken on it. So I think this is a very, very clever method of advertising, or to say an evolved method, and it's only going to grow. I think there's no going back.
So
शीतल
Kshitij, you will
आपने
be
तो
glad to know, not just, these top brands that are following these trends, but there is this local bakery near my place, okay? So, you remember during Diwali, we received all these memes about Son Papdi and
Yeah,
how,
Yeah.
cake. Yeah,
ट्रांसफर हो जाता है बस एक दूसरे के घर.
yeah. So I remember. So what they did was they sent pamphlets to all the nearby houses, okay? And they had that meme which had Son Papdi is like a karma, you get what you give. And Nietzsche, they had their assorted cookies box, and just one line mentioned, let's gather some good karma for only rupees 399. I mean, that
That
advertisement
is
was just
amazing.
on
Seriously.
point.
That is showing the trickle down effect that this is happening.
और इमोशन इमोशन में लोग खरीद भी लेंगे ना उस टाइम में, वैसा माहौल भी होता है.
हाँ,
I
and I
would
think this is affordable also ना, जो एक proper commercial design करना is difficult and expensive also, but this kind of advertisement, जैसे Sanya right now you were telling, this is affordable for the local brands also to take on.
Oh, by the way, शीतल अभी अब जो मुझे फूमो दे दिया, what is that रसोड़े वाला thing?
अरे so Zomato, just like now Sanya was talking about, no, कि Zomato ने अपना पूरा information release किया था, where they mentioned how many orders happened or how many people were like what was the largest order amount placed. So one of them was based on this meme of Rasode mein kaun tha, which was mentioning Nietzsche that definitely it was not Yash from Bengaluru, because he placed around 1380 orders per year. That is like 4 orders every day. So रसोड़े में definitely यश तो नहीं था. तो कौन था? Sorry कोकिला बहन, हमें नहीं पता.
Yeah, I remember this. Oh my God, this was so funny.
Then you remember this trend that happened on Instagram of मैं तेरा edits. This song is like taking over Instagram everywhere. On that also Zomato had a very good take. Like some person from Jalgaon had ordered 369 pizzas in the entire year, and then Zomato wrote like, we have no doubt that who was मैं तेरा for this person. Guys, do you remember that ad of Zomato, that smiling guy,
हाँ, अरे हाँ.
the helmet? Oh my god.
Oh, I
They, I
remember.
think they had kept his photo as their company DP, or I don't know, something, so they had done about it.
Yeah. So one of my so before getting into a B school, so when we had our interviews, so one of these interviews that I had in one of the colleges, so they asked me, "Do you know what Zomato did yesterday?" Now it was so fresh. The person asking me was a 60-year-old person who knew about it. So imagine the amount of penetration that content had. Like, okay, a person there was it was not just a person who was 18 or 19 who knew about it, or like in their 20s. A 60-year-old person is asking me this question and he knows about it. That's how relevant the content got within a day. And this happened like a day before that, and I was like, yes, I know about it. So we had a good discussion. And
I'm just wondering where that like 60-year-old man saw that post.
Instagram, he was so apparently,
Definitely Instagram.
yes.
Instagram, obviously, yeah.
And this
Okay.
recent trend that is going on about USA versus India ka flag, ke around they write random things. I think all in all, this is a very good method of advertising. It serves dual purpose. You can get quick traction if you want to for a short span of time, and if you do it continuously, you establish a brand image around that.
Yeah, that's a great thought, Sheetal. And with that, I think I would like to pass on the question to our listeners. Tell us about your favorite moment marketing moments in the comments down below, or hit us up on our social media handles. For more such content, make sure you're following our social media handles. Till then, this is it from Markup Unscripted. We will see you in the next podcast.